I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. Come join the site. For $299, you get access to the site and an hour of free coaching from me. Translated, you're getting an hour of coaching from me, and the site is free. The coaching could be done as 2 30-minute sessions. However you want to do it, you want to do 1 hour, that's fine. But fundamentally, you get an hour of time with me for the price of the website. Now, here we're going to talk about avoiding the con in the salary negotiation. And what I mean by the con is all the employer deception and hocus pocus that they have in these seemingly sincere conversations with you about how much you're looking for. Now, you've heard many times before that you need to do your homework about your value. Now, when you're going to do that research, you're going to see a range for the salaries. Like if you go to Glassdoor, if you go to salary.com, if you go to any of the sites, you're going to see a wide range of salary. And often that's not really helpful. What you need to do is find the salary range for your location, because those are often national statistics, and the price in a small town in a Midwestern state is going to be different than in New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, or wherever. As a result, you need to get local data for what your value is, especially if you happen to be that small town person looking for a job. The New York numbers aren't relevant to you, right? So number one is you need to get information about what your real value is. Sometimes that's going to come from a friend, a colleague. Sometimes it's going to come by attending a meeting in your local town or a networking group event and talking to people who do comparable to work to you as to what they're being paid by their organization. Don't sell this part of the process short. Don't avoid it. It's important to do in order to understand where your value probably is. After all, a 2-year person doesn't command the same price as an 8-year person. If you're talking to an 8-year person, you might just ask them about what the 2 years in their office are earning. Makes it a lot easier, right? And thus, when you go into the negotiation, here's where the con starts to really show up and why it's so important to have this information. Every time they're asking you about compensation, they're negotiating. They're not just asking for the heck of it. They're asking to negotiate. That's the fact. So if you're in a state where it's still legal to ask about your salary, they want to know how much you're earning, because many of these organizations work with formulas based upon existing salary. So even if you deny on the first answer that you want to give them that salary, they're going to try and flush it out of you. And I just did a video recently about deflecting this part of the conversation. Watch that video, see if you can pull it off, okay? And I'll just say that the whole thing in a state where they can still legally ask is understand the employer is going to drive the price down. That's their goal. They're going to talk about percentage increases, how you're not as strong as some of their existing people, all sorts of crap. And the not as strong as some of your existing people story is, how would I know that? I have to accept what you say at face value, and here we are negotiating. I understand this as being a negotiating ploy, but you have no sense of what my worth is. And I'll just simply say, you're obviously at a stage where you're considering an offer. That's great. I am thrilled here. But I'm going to tell you, there's a pretty strong market out there, and a couple of other firms are approaching me about more money than what you're now talking with me about. So let's get this clear. Money is an important variable for me, just as it is for you when you go look for a job. And the idea of talking me down at this point, it's either premature, if we're early in the discussions with the firm, or, I have other choices. And I'm going to use money as one of my variables. And they may turn around and go, you mean the job isn't the most important thing to you? Well, it It isn't the most important thing to my bank when I have to make the mortgage payment, or my landlord when I have to pay the rent on the apartment, or my kids when I have to buy them sneakers or food, just like it is for you. So let's stop the posturing, please. Notice what I'm doing. I have to shoot it back at them and basically let them know, let's cut the crap. Because this posturing is some of the employer nonsense that they do, and they're used to getting away with it. And you have to let them know in a polite way. Notice I wasn't rude about this in any way, but you have to let them know that they're not dealing with an imbecile, because that's the way they're treating you, like an imbecile. They're using this, we have people internally who are stronger than you stance. You have no way of knowing that. That's just a negotiating ploy. We're talking to people less expensive than you. If they're better than I am, you should hire them, should be the response. But this is what I'm looking for based upon my understanding of the market. Well, we have people making less than you. I would be concerned if I were you, because once they start to find out what the market is for their skills, you may wind up losing them. You are better off bringing someone in like me who can be a strong player and is committed to your organization. Notice, ultimately, you have to swing back at them. You have to deal with them where they are and cut the crap with them, because they are so used to getting away with this BS, and you have to let them know it's not going to work with you. Well, how much are you looking for? What I'm looking for is your best offer. And if you decide I'm the right person for you, and I must in all honesty say, this does seem like a great opportunity to me, I just want to ask you to make your strongest offer. What would you want? Now, at this point, you can say, well, the market for what I do is in the area of X or Y dollars, whatever it is, or between X and Y dollars. I could be a little flexible, or you avoid that line, which is my preference, frankly, and I'd be happy to join. And the idea very clearly is cut the crap. Get on to business. Get away from the posturing. Now, if you don't want to get them to or offer up a real number, like I said, what you do is say, I understand where the market is. You probably do too. I'm just going to ask you to make your strongest offer and leave it at that. So I hope you find this helpful. I hope you use some of these tactics in response to employer BS. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I've got a ton of videos about salary negotiation on YouTube and soon to be on Binge TV network. I'll just simply say, watch my videos on YouTube. There is a ton there in a playlist about different salary negotiation techniques and tactics. You can find easy ones. You can find tough ones there. There's just a lot of material I've created over the years about negotiating. Hope you have a great day and take care.